All right, joined with me today is OBJam, and we're going to talk about the Marvel Future Revolution live stream because we're going to be getting, what, a patch tonight? Does that sound right, OBJam?
Yeah, that sounds completely right. Super excited about the future content.
Yeah, so I think there's 4 major components to this patch, and I think the biggest thing that we need to talk about, what's probably more important than what's in this live stream, was what was not in this live stream. Guess what was not in this live stream? MAGIK. There was nothing about MAGIK at all, right? Nothing. Like, it's apparently that has been delayed indefinitely from what I can tell. I mean, I have no idea when they're going to come out with MAGIK, but we are getting a new system called Companions, which is, you play Marvel Future Fight?
I do not know. I've never played it, but it seems very similar to what I've heard.
Yeah, so basically you set up 4 members, and it can be anywhere from Yondu to the Eternals to Nick Fury, and you can load up 4. They're going to give you stats, but more importantly, there's going to be a little button on the screen, which is basically going to give you an extra ability with a cooldown. They pop in, do their thing, give us a bonus. You had 2 observations on the live stream about Nick Fury and Yondu, and talk about that real quick.
So with these characters, they're going to give you some abilities per character that you have on. So some you're not going to see just on the screen. You're going to see that you're going to get increased PvP increased PvP decrease, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that is actually a very good component of this system because you're not going to have to play with your Omega cards to get the perfect stat rolls when if you're only down 5% on increase and you need it, you might be able to make up with that for these characters. So yeah, super excited about that.
Yeah,
the other observation.
Looks like there's going to be endless amount of progression in this. So you have to get character shards, you have to gear them up. There's star levels, all kinds of stuff, right? It's going to be a journey, right? For sure.
Yeah, it's 100% going to be a journey. And another thing too is that they're going to give you guys abilities. So for instance, on Nick Fury, he's going to pop a shield around you, right? So you're going to be able to use that in an Omega War if we're able to use these characters where if a Spider-Man or a Captain Marvel is using their ultimate ability, that shield's going to go around you and that might keep you safe from dying.
Yeah, and there's pretty much endless possibilities of this, of whether it can boost your stats, give you protection, prevent negative effects, damage boost, damage increase, all of that stuff, shields. I mean, this also allows them to create like a hero collector component to the game because they can constantly add new characters. Every patch they can come out with a whole slew of new things to get. It'll never end, right? And so how it turns out at first, we'll have to see, right?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, the characters are endless. They're going to put good characters in this, probably, for example, Wolverine or Cyclops. And they're going to give you new abilities. So it's never going to be ending.
And you can see the button right here. It's right next to the health pack, so it's right here. And you can see it's on cooldown. You push it, and then they just pop into the battle for a second, do their ability. Now, the stats are persistent. The one thing that was unclear to me is how you could use the other 3. I don't know if there's a way of cycling through the other 3 because you select. I mean, it looks like 3 of them are just stats, and then one of them actually does the ability. So that was not clear to me. We'll find out tomorrow soon enough. I'm looking forward to that. Second part of the live stream, which was kind of interesting, was the evolving threat, which is going to be the epic invasion. Give us a breakdown on that. This is actually the part, for me, the Thanos thing was like one of the most things. We ran it how many times? 40, 50 times
we
together?
We ran it probably 100 times at least.
Yeah, you and I probably ran it 100 times together. So this looks different. Do a quick breakdown of what this one looks like.
Right, so the first phase is just going to be kill all the mobs as fast as possible. Try not to die. There's going to be a carpet bomb that comes down, kind of like how a War Machine does it. So you're just going to have to dodge and kill things as fast as possible. The second phase of the fight, there's going to be a lot of coordination with your teammates. It's not going to be one thing that you can really do by yourself. I mean, you could do it, but you're not going to get...
Yeah, I watched it. It looked like he was struggling because you can't... like the Eternals are on points, right? And it looks like it's an auto fail with one person. Like you can't stop it from happening, right?
Right. Like, yeah, maybe on the lower difficulties, you'll be able to do it. But once you get up to like 4 and 5, good luck.
Right.
So, yeah, you're going to have to put each character on a certain point on your team, and you're going to have to kill the mobs as fast as possible.
And so, So the difference between this one and the Thanos looks like it awarded badges. This is going to award the companions, right?
I don't actually think so. I think this is going to be adding badges too. It's just not going to be the Thanos badge. I don't believe though that the companions, you might be able to actually craft them, but they didn't really show us that on the live stream.
All right, I think there was he scrolled past it real quick here. Let's see if I can find the victory screen because right here and see what his awards were. I'm gonna hit pause real quick on this. Looks like he was awarded. Let's see right here. It comes up. Nope, it looks like badges. Yeah, those are badges right there. Okay, and then there's going to be a currency. Okay, then the next part of the live stream, which is somewhat controversial, was the ability to transmute, which is going to basically the idea of being able to send gear and or mega cards. One of the things that I've been noticing here in the comment section is it says the transmutation system spinning your gear to a random character because he actually said chance in the video. I don't think that's true because there's a target list, right? And it looks like it just costs 200 crystals to send it to the character you want. Is that you? We'll have to find out, right? But I can't imagine it's random character. That doesn't even make sense when it has target list right here.
Yeah, that makes no sense. And what I think he was trying to say was more or less you're going to be able to pick your character, you're going to be able to send that piece to that character. However, the stats on it's going to re-roll. So that's what I think he was trying to say. So let's just say you have a perfect character, completely modded out. You have the perfect stats on your stuff. You're going to send it to, let's say you're playing an Iron Man, you're going to send it to a Spider-Man. There is no guarantee, though, that you're going to keep those great stats.
Okay.
So definitely people need to be very smart about this on, if you want to switch your character and you have the best items on your best character, got to be very careful on if you send it or if you don't. But that's a decision for the player.
We'll find that. So at a minimum, like just doing the gear would cost, 800. But then when we start talking about a mega cards, then the cost is way high because then that'll give you the ability to re-roll the exclusive stat, right? And the exclusive stat, if you're going to transfer characters, you probably how many mega cards do you run through? I probably run like 12 about myself, probably about 12. And what's the chances of getting garbage stats? What about re-rolling? Can I send it over to Black Widow on a special card that I have surface to air and then send it back to my Iron Man and spend 400? Talk about that for a minute.
Yeah, I mean, so me personally, I don't know if many players do this, but I have PvP cards and I got PvE cards, right? So that is 12 cards that you need to hope for that transfer perfectly. And the chances of that happening is probably equivalent to winning the lottery. It's probably not going to happen. So you're going to be looking at probably having to go grind more cards or purchase more cards.
Yeah, and who knows if the stats will work out. I mean, I see transferring a character probably not costing less than 4,000 crystals at a minimum, right?
Yeah, roughly. But again, there's no guarantees that you're going to get what you want. So it could be a minimum of 4,000, but a maximum, the sky is the limit for that.
And one of the things that you said you were going to do first thing when this patch goes live is you have some special cards that have garbage exclusive stats, right? Like surface to air or something like that. And you're going to kick it over to Black Widow and send it back and hope it re-rolls 400 crystals to re-roll the stats, right? But what if it's we talked about maybe the stats only rolls once per character, and when you send it back, it'll have the same exclusive stat. I mean, we just don't know, right?
We have no idea. So that's something that we're going to need to test in the morning. And if it works out the way I hope it does, yeah, I'll be able to make a special card that is garbage, for instance, air to surface damage, and maybe get a PvP increase or decrease or total damage and move that into one of my PvP or PvE sets.
All right. And then lastly, the last thing that was on this this live stream was they talked about the new way of scrapping gear into boxes. It doesn't look like you're going to be able to upgrade your badges, but you will actually be able to use them to craft new badges. Something you pointed out that I didn't notice is that we went through this and there wasn't any 110 badges. That doesn't sound good.
That doesn't sound good. And I hope that if it's not there just in this stream, it is tomorrow. But let's just say it's not. Maybe they'll add it when the update to the Dark Domain comes out with the last two areas to give us the 110 badges. Because as you see, it says blitzes, right? So we don't have a 110 blitz yet. So maybe when the 110 blitz comes out, we'll be able to get the 110 badge.
Yeah, it looks like you can take five red badges to re-roll. Basically, you're re-rolling bad badges into new badges. And it looks like it's 5. It's kind of hard to read right there. Anyways, we're going to have to find out. So basically, things that we're going to be getting tomorrow is a new invasion. We're going to be getting the companion system. We're going to be getting a way of possibly being able to transfer characters, transfer gear and Omega cards to other characters, and a way of crafting Omega badges. All of it seems good. I have to say, just for me, the presentation on this was a little bit lackluster. I've watched a couple of these streams, and it just the enthusiasm and the energy seemed off, and it was hard for me to watch. Did you have a similar experience?
I 100% did. And honestly, the closest thing I could point it to is like a college class. Like you're sitting in the most boring instructor of your day and you're just listening to him lecture you.
Yeah.
They need to add somebody.
I like the Danny guy. They should bring the Danny guy back. It was hard to watch. It didn't leave me feeling confident that the patch was going to be good or that they understood what was going on. Something about it just didn't feel right. It felt very off. And I know that this is more than I've watched a couple of these, and the only the Danny guy seemed really good, but everybody else on these live streams always seems a little bit whacked out and a little bit off or something. It's hard to say.
You need to add some enthusiasm. So my example is put a streamer, whether that's mobile or half send or goofy, Rexy, someone in there that it makes the community excited, right? Yeah. So if we're excited about this live stream, guess what? We're going to be excited about the patch tomorrow. Right. But not if I'm bored when I'm watching this. It's not going to increase anything for me.
And then lastly, at the very end, there was a promo code, and you're going to want to use this code to get a what would you get? Eternals versus Deviants. That was the last thing. And if you're on Android, that's really easy to do. If you're on iOS, you'll have to follow the link, and I'll put the link in the description because it's a little bit more difficult to put it. But if you're on Android, this goes right into the game very easy, and you get it. What did you get? You get a free. I didn't even check it yet.
Yeah, you get a free card pull. So
okay, a free card pull.
Maybe you get a good special card.
200 cores, right? That's not bad. All right, where can they find you? You're on Twitch, right? OBJam's on Twitch.
Yes, I'm on Twitch at OBJam1. I stream around lunchtime, Eastern Standard Time, and you can come hang out. We have a good atmosphere in there.
All right, guys, be sure I'll put the link to his channel, his Twitch channel in the description. And as always, thanks for watching. Keep on gaming.